So how does a computer get drunk? It takes screenshots. Just forget it.
Perfect.
So Air Max Day right around the corner. This sneaker meant to be releasing on that day. I think this one's an absolute banger. And I know a lot of people aren't really feeling it, but I hope this review helps you decide otherwise. On today's episode, we are reviewing the Air Max 1 Big Bubble. Right, so if you haven't seen my initial unboxing video to this one, I will link it down below and leave a card at the end. Spending 24 hours with this sneaker, I've got to say my opinions might have just changed a little. And whether or not that's a good or bad thing, we'll touch on that in a little. But first, we are going to talk about this sneaker and why it's a little bit different to what people actually wanted. Now let's get the elephant out of the room first. The big bubble, that's what everyone is talking about. It's a lot different to the Air Max 1 that we normally do get. And it's because Tinker Hatfield's original sketch did include this massive air unit. And being a young designer at the time at Nike, he was inspired by the Pompidou Center in France. Now the Air Max 1 wasn't actually the first sneaker to feature an air unit. The Nike Tailwind did actually have it. But yes, the Air Max 1 was the first sneaker to feature that visible air unit. But one of the biggest reasons, and a lot of people don't know why, is because of the weight distribution. Taking away some of the material of the midsole on this shoe, it actually took away some weight. So it was pretty revolutionary at its time, design wise and of course comfort too. But with that history lesson out of the way, Nike hasn't looked back since. But going back to this Air Max 1 Big Bubble, what better place to start than the box? Now you could tell straight away from my reaction in that unboxing video, I was absolutely amazed. Definitely got that lost and found age look to it, and I'm definitely here for it. We kind of have that off-white vibe to the Nike swoosh, which is actually see-through. But most of the box does come in black with that chipped sort of look to it that does come in red. But at the front and the back of the box, we do have those sort of 4 holes that are see-through too, which does pay homage to the air unit on the Big Bubble. But the product sticker in itself does say Nike Air Max 1 86 OG, and the official colorway is white and university red. It's kind of disappointing that no leaflet or any special hang tags come with the box. It could have done something like they did with the Air Max 90 infrared, but I guess it is what it is. Now the last time we did get a proper retro was the Air Max 1 University Red in 2017, and that's what so many people wanted. They didn't really want the Big Bubble. A lot of people love the nostalgia. Ever since the Air Max 1 dropping in 87, they just want that original look. So I do get it, but this Big Bubble air unit does have its perks. But before we touch on that, let's talk about the sizing. If you are going for these on Air Max Day, I've got to say going true to size is your best bet. Comparing it to some of the Air Max 1s that we've had recently, these are so much more comfortable. Mainly down to the Big Bubble air unit, but at the same time, it's mainly due to the upper. The sneaker mostly coming in that mesh on the underlays, it makes such a difference. So whatever Air Max size you do go with, I would say stick to that. Right broskies, let's see what this Air Max 1 Big Bubble has changed, and let's see what it's all about. So I've got to say straight off the bat, this sneaker is so much better in hand. All the stock images did this sneaker no justice whatsoever. The felt material on this shoe just adds that little bit more premium vibe to it. Having the mesh on the underlays just gives me the OG vibe as well. Now with the laces, normally on any other shoe I would be kind of mad at them. This white pair is very thin, but it does work well. Now we've got the mesh on the tongue again with that Nike Air Max branding in that old school look. The tongue here isn't as padded as a normal Air Max 1, but I have no complaints. We've got that white cotton sock liner, which is so nice on foot. And then the US sizing is actually stamped in on the medial side. Now the back of the tongue does come in red, just like the insole, with the white Nike Air branding towards the back. Now the ankle collar does have that sort of shimmer to it that the Air Max 1 normally has. And not to forget, one of the most iconic panels on the shoe, the Nike Air does return. It comes in that OG style stitched in red. And that's one thing for me they had to leave alone. Now the most controversial part about the shoe, the midsole and the air unit. For me, it's one of those panels that definitely grew on me. When I first saw them, don't get me wrong, I was not feeling them whatsoever. For me, it's sort of a trade-off. It makes the shoe so much more comfortable. But I do get it if you you don't like it. It makes it look like so many other shoes. Some people even say a knockoff. Of course, we do have this white midsole which has more of a firm type feel to it, and we have the lines going across towards the back. Now the outsole has some slight changes as well. The waffle design is a little bit more slender. It's not that noticeable, but up close you can definitely tell. So I think that part of the video has either turned you off even more of the shoe, or it kind of has swayed you. It's either one or the other. But now's the time to decide together whether these are a buy or a buy. Like I've already said, this sneaker has definitely grown on me a lot more having these in hand and seeing leaked images, because those stock images just did nothing for me. Of course, paying retail £145 for these, a lot of people aren't willing to do it. So many people just wanted that retro of that 2017 pair, and I still want that pair as well, don't get me wrong. Having a lot of comparisons straight away when I saw this sneaker, it does remind me of the Air Max SC. And yes, technically the SC was actually based off the Air Max 1, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. But let me just tell you, this Air Max 1 Big Bubble is one of the most comfiest Air Max 1s I've put on. And I know, aesthetically, it's what people are more worried about. But for me, in my opinion, it's kind of a good trade-off. But broskies, I am indeed going to give the Air Max 1 Big Bubble an absolute buy. Now I have seen some raffles open already for £145, and I will leave some links down below as well. So if you're after a pair, hopefully you can grab them. But comment down below and let me know what you think. Is the Air Max 1 Big Bubble on your radar, or is this an absolute miss? Leave it all down below and I will pin the best comment. Right broskies, that is enough waffle from myself. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed this early look. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. And till the next episode, take care.